Hello, I'm Bill Laberis, Editorial Director of the Enterprise CIO Forum. I'm joined here today by John Gallant, who is Chief Content Officer at IDG Enterprise, and we're going to be talking about transformational IT. Now, John, in his current role, oversees the editorial direction of the websites and publications such as CIO, Network World, Computer World, Info World, and several others. John, thanks for joining me today.
Bill, it's a pleasure to be here.
John, every year for the last 10 years, CIO Magazine has run a survey, and the number one and number two challenge that CIOs say they face is better alignment of businesses and IT. Is it simply an unattainable goal?
Well, you know, to your point, since I started covering technology in 1983, I've been seeing surveys and writing stories about how IT needs to really get in sync with the business goals. I think it's always challenging. The business moves quickly and IT needs to respond to that. But one of the root causes of this is in many cases IT is viewed simply as a service organization, which is define a business need, determine the IT support for that business need. What we need are more CIOs and more IT leaders who are part of the business discussion to say, look, these are new directions the organization can go in and IT can enable these things. To really be part of the discussion about what new things can we deliver to customers, what new ways can we support and enhance the customer experience, not simply reacting, but driving that conversation.
Yeah, and that's really a fundamental difference, too,
exactly.
from the way IT has been construed for 20 years. So in fact, are IT organizations driven by their CIOs, are they in transformation today?
Well, I think you always have a bell curve of this. You have some leading shops where the CIO is that kind of a change agent. CIOs leading those kinds of discussions. But I think more and more of the IT shops will have to get to that because the gap between the speed with which they can deliver services and the needs of the business is widening. Until you get to a point where you're ahead of the conversation, you're going to get farther and farther behind these days.
So, okay, you've been closely following the IT community, the CIO community for several decades now. Your gut feeling, can the IT organization actually evolve and transform itself such that it is in fact an enabling force?
Yes, I think there are some people who will lead this on their own. Some CIOs will lead this. Some CIOs will be forced into it or may be changed at their organizations because they can't. But simply put, IT has to become much more agile, and it has to really be ahead of the curve for business and driving those business discussions.
Got an example of how this could happen?
Well, a great example, for example, we've chronicled a company that's in the ticket service business that is a ticket broker essentially and deals with a very big competitor. Well, their CIO drove a discussion on how do we take a product that we sell today as a packaged software solution and turn it into a cloud-based solution. And by doing that, what they've done is open it up to a whole ecosystem of people who can enhance that. They have partners who are building capabilities into that cloud-based offering and making it richer and richer and richer in a way that's opening up new business opportunities for the company and also widening the gap with the competition. So that organization and that CIO looked at cloud as not just another technology choice, but how do we change our business through this new option?
And then compete, as you say, with a much larger competitor.
Exactly.
Great stuff. Well, John Gallant, Chief Content Officer at IDG Enterprise, thanks very much for joining me today.
Bill, it was a pleasure.